Hi guys, me again. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Jessie and I make videos about my life as a former international student here in London, Ontario in Canada. Pretty much share my experiences. I share some information that I've learned along the way. So guys, if you're new here, click that subscribe button. Guys, in this video, I'm just gonna be addressing some frequently asked questions that I've been asked on a regular basis. I'm just gonna address a few of the questions, and these questions are basically questions that I usually get which are related to Fanshawe College and just life in London, Ontario, and just Canada in general. It's gonna be a quick one, guys, so let's get straight into it. So guys, question number one is, how long does it take to get a response from Fanshawe College once you make that application to come study here? So in my personal experience, I applied in 2019. I got a response after applying for marketing management and supply chain management. I got my letter of admission and basically confirmation after roughly 2 weeks. I do believe now that you might need an agent to apply on your behalf. Not 100% sure, I didn't actually look into it. In that regard, it would probably take, I have a friend that said it took a week. It could take longer. That could be because you might not have all the, you might not have submitted all the requested documentation, so you would just have to kind of check in with the college just to get an update of what is happening. Is it easy to find a part-time job in Canada? So, well, let's say London, okay? And yes and no. So in my experience, some people come here and they have a job after 1 week, they have a job after 2 weeks, and then some people here, they come here and they spend, some students come here and they spend months without having a job. In my personal experience, when I moved here, I couldn't exactly find a job for the first 3 to 4 months, and then there was a period where I broke my leg, so I couldn't really work, and most of the jobs at that time were, most of the part-time jobs were in person, maybe working at a restaurant, working at the Walmart, so forth. And so for me, it took quite some time. However, I do know of a lot of people that have come here and just like that, they found a job. So it's just kind of about who you know plays a really huge role in, getting jobs. As of right now, it shouldn't be that difficult. There are quite a few jobs out there, part-time jobs out there, factory work, restaurants. London is expanding. That's the thing. London is expanding, and obviously that means more jobs. Is it hard to find a part-time job? Yes, no. I would say yes and no. Also get the question of, can you pay for your studies with your part-time job? Me and Suleiman, in my previous episode, we did cover that question. So you guys, I'm gonna leave a little link to that discussion I had with Suleiman. He kind of pretty much covers that question. Is it possible to pay for your studies using your part-time job? So yeah, check it out. I don't exactly want to address that question just because I feel like, I'm more on the maybe and no spectrum of it. I don't want to say yes, but I think he does give a better opinion, and I'll just kind of look at other videos just to see what people say about that. I've also been asked quite a few times, how do you get admission and how much do you have to pay? Now, you obviously get admission by applying. So whether that's you applying directly on the college's website, whether it's you going through an agent, obviously that's how you're gonna get admission. You're gonna choose your courses, you're gonna apply. For Fanshawe College, I do believe that what you need to pay is the application fee, and then 30 days after you get your letter of admission or acceptance, you are required to pay roughly $2,300 for your semester. So that's the deposit. My first course, marketing management, in total roughly 16,000. First semester, obviously, let's just say it was 8,000. So I was required to pay 2,300 within 30 days of receiving that letter of admission. I also get asked if Fanshawe College is a good college to study at, and that is very much subjective. And I did marketing. Yes, I liked it. I thought it was, for the most part, a good experience. Socially, it was just lacking. It was also challenging. but I do think that it was a good experience just because we learned a lot of valuable skills. And even though it was very limited and we had so much things to do, so sometimes I do think it did take away from the learning experience. However, I think the delivery, the quality of the education and content that we covered, I think that was actually more or less 10 out of 10. Obviously I did my second course, supply chain management. I did that from home, and so my experience with that was a bit different, but I think all in all, would I recommend Fanshawe College? Do I think it's a good college? I would say yes. I would give it a 7 out of 10, but I would do more research. Obviously it has its pros, it has its drawbacks, but that's that. You apply for both programs at the same time for your study permit. I think when people ask that question, they mean like if you are planning to come here to do 2 one-year courses like I did, so 2 one-year programs. So do you apply for both programs at the same time when it comes to the study permit? Personally, that's what I did. I originally went for marketing management, which I did do, and then I applied for operations management. So that is the course that I changed. However, I did change operations management to supply chain management, and initially I was supposed to do both courses one after the other. However, during my first course I decided, let me just take a 4-month break in between these courses, and so I did have to actually extend my study permit and I had to change courses. So yeah, if you do come here and you do one course and you decide that you're gonna do another course, I guess that is okay, because you could just extend your study permit, and that's that. Should you take the 4-month break between courses? Now that truly does depend on you. If you want to do one course, which is one academic year, obviously, which is going to be 8 months, and then you want to just jump straight into your next course, you're more than welcome to do so. However, I wanted to work during the 4-month break. I wanted to also just take a break from studying because it was a lot. So that is entirely up to you. If you do take that 4-month break, obviously it's just gonna prolong your whole study period by obviously 4 to 5 months. But would I recommend it? Maybe. But if you just want to get everything out the way, don't take the 4-month break. Now onto just questions related to London. Now the thing is, quite a common question is, should you pay for accommodation before arriving? I would say go for it if you know for sure you verified the person, the estate agent, the realtor, or the person offering you the accommodation. So if you have solid evidence that this person, landlord, building manager, whoever, property manager, if you've completely verified and you know for a fact that this person is legit, I would go for it. If you've seen the place through videos, pictures, video calls, so forth, I would go for it. If you've just really done your research and your due diligence to know that, okay, this place is legit, I'm taking on a 6-month lease, 12-month lease, I would pay for the accommodation. If you are truly comfortable, yes. However, I would also just get an insider. So if you know someone in the city, for instance, I had a subscriber who asked me if I could go check out this accommodation for them, and I was able to verify that yes, this realtor is legit, this accommodation is legit. That's another route that you can take. If it seems a bit sketchy, if they're asking for money up front, because of course, so if you verified that the place is truly legit and so forth, then obviously they'll probably ask you to be a deposit and 1 month's worth of rent. That's normal. But if they just ask you for like, if it seems sketchy, then I wouldn't take it. I'll just probably wait until I get here. And for future international students or workers, whatever, yeah, most people do come here, they get Airbnb for a while, and then once they're here, they'll be looking into accommodation. And if you do have someone that you know here, I would also just stay with them just until I've seen accommodation and I'm comfortable with it and I'm ready to actually commit to it. How do you find accommodation? There are quite a few ways to find accommodation. I'm gonna link some. I would check Facebook groups. I would also just reach out to the college. Kijiji is also a good source, and just also Google search. places for rent in London, Ontario. There are some trusted companies. Do your due diligence. I will try to link some in the descriptions. Just do your due diligence. Make sure that wherever you're looking for accommodation, whether it's you actually physically coming here and looking into accommodation or you checking online from your home country, just make sure that it's legit. I guess it's just about using common sense, wisdom, and your intuition, right? Where should you stay? Honestly, it depends on you. So if you are coming here to study at Fanshawe College, obviously, if you want to stay in your college, obviously it's going to be more convenient. So I guess just pretty much get a little idea of where your campus would be. So you would either be located on the main campus, which is London East, if I'm not mistaken. There's a South campus. There's also a downtown campus. So just basically knowing where you're going to be located in terms of your studies, and then kind of like looking for accommodation nearby. Do you find a place, just kind of like, you know, look into the areas, like ask people that live here whether the area is good or not, but most areas here are pretty decent. And then a last question, just to wrap up this part of frequently asked questions: is London, Ontario boring? I would say yes. That's just my opinion. I feel like if you know the right people, you have to make it exciting for yourself. With this question is that yes, it is pretty subjective. You know, there are students that come here and they love it. You know, it really just depends on where you're coming from. I come from Johannesburg. I used to live in Thailand. So London for me is pretty boring. But what I found is that, you know, with the right social circle, with just having different hobbies and things to look forward to, it can be good. You know, it is pretty much what you make it. But for the most part, in comparison to obviously Montreal, Toronto, other cities around the world, it's pretty dry. Pretty dry. But you might have a different opinion of it. Some people come here and they love it, but honestly, I've met so many people that are just like, it's dry. It's a student city, so obviously for people that are like, you know, older, let's say 26 up, whatever, it might be kind of like, you know, bland. But yeah, it just depends. Guys, that pretty much wraps up this episode of my frequently asked questions. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop it in the comments box. Reach out to me through email, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Kind regards, management.